This is your election headquarters. This is actually election brief, and just gone by was the former president, John Dramani Mahama, who has formally introduced his running mate, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, to the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II at the Menchia Palace in Kumasi. Naana Ochima is our man on the ground. He joins us via Zoom. So, Naana, a lot of things were raised there. A lot of issues came up there. The Otumfuo also advised the flag bearer and his running mate. Briefly give us an explanation or a translation of what transpired.
So it was wonderful.
Naana, if you can hear me, I'm asking you to translate briefly what former President John Dramani Mahama said, his running mate, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, what she said, and the response from the Asantehene as well.
The former president, John Dramani Mahama, according to John Dramani Mahama, who spoke first, he introduced his running mate, that's Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, and he gave reasons why he chose the former education minister as his running mate. And key among the issues or the reasons he gave was the fact that she was able to help him in his tenure as president, and with her they were able to make waves in the WASSCE examination, and with her Ghana was able to take the first spot when it comes to the WASSCE examination in the whole of Africa. And that's one of the reasons he gave as why he chose the former education minister. And going on other issues which include infrastructure, he says when he comes to office, or when he's voted for as president once again, he will introduce a $10 billion fund for infrastructure, and it will be used in 5 years to improve the infrastructure in the country. And this will include building of schools, roads, and other issues. And key among the projects that this 10 billion will be invested in is the Buankra Inland Port, which has been a stalled project for years. And also he touched on mining. And according to him, when he's voted for again and he comes to power, he will make sure that all mining concessions which were taken from people who legally own them will be given back to them. And from him, the running mate, Naana Opoku-Agyemang, was also given the opportunity to speak. And Naana Opoku-Agyemang, during her time, also assured the Asantehene that she would do all possible to ensure that the former president, John Dramani Mahama, comes back to power. And from there, we had the Asantehene who also took his turn to speak to the former president and his running mate. And Asantehene started his speech with a question, and he was asking them, the former president, whether he has been able to do a total assessment of his first term and find out why Ghanaians voted against him when he sought for a second bid. And he wants him to also go ahead and tell Ghanaians about what he will be doing in if he is voted for once more to come back to power. And also he advised them to campaign in a manner that is in a peaceful manner and ensure that even before, during, and after the elections, there is peace in the country. And that's what has been happening here in the Menchia Palace. And from here, the former president and his his running mate will be moving to the Central Mosque to also introduce the running mate to leaders of the Muslim community there.
Is still on the line without us. So tell us, what's the next stop for the former president and his running mate?
He'll be moving from the Menchia Palace to the Central Mosque, which is a few meters away from here. And there he will also be explaining reasons why he chose Naana Opoku-Agyemang as running mate, and also introduce her to the Muslim community and leadership of the Zongos in the Ashanti region.
All right, Naana Otumfuo is our man on the ground, bringing us that update from the Menchia Palace, where the former president, John Dramani Mahama, formally introduced his running mate, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, to the Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. So we'll bring you more on that, but that's how we wrap up election brief for today. President Otumfuo has been continuing with his familiarization tour of some key institutions in the country. That and more stories we'll be bringing you in our subsequent bulletins. My name is Arabukum.